So here I am at a campground that I found. This is basically a continuation of the last Plevna videos that we've posted. Um, Basically, I'm heading out to Calaboogie from here and just doing a quick walk around of the quad. It's a little dirty, but very, very beautiful campsite. So anyhow, here we go. I'm gonna head to Calaboogie, or gonna at least try. This is part one of 3 videos. So where I'm heading is basically from, if you head from Plevna, heading north towards, I guess, would be Mattawa, Griffith. You come to like a major intersection where there's multiple trails. And this trail heads east to, I believe, Calaboogie, and then from there it would go to Renfrew, I believe, or wherever else you'd like to go. But here's just a little random swampy area that I found. It's pretty nice. Bugs found me too. You can see them flying around. So I'm just rolling down the main trail. It's pretty smooth for the most part. It's like an old logging road or something along those lines. So from here, from Plevna to Calaboogie, it takes about, if you're going gingerly, it'll take you about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe a little longer to get to the hydro dam, and then probably another 30 minutes or so into town, depending on which way you go. So I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try some narration. This video, the GoPro was shaking around and it's very annoying. So I'm up to this little fork in the trail here, and I'm not exactly sure which way to go. So, kind of, which way do I go here? There's a sign that says Calaboogie to the left, so that's the way I went. And this trail kind of starts to freak me out towards the end because it really starts closing up to being a lot of nothing. It just starts getting, as you can see here, I've edited it out to the rest of this trail because it's pretty boring, but it starts getting kind of closed in. Start heading out here, and I'm back out on the hydro lines. Hydro lines basically, the trails will zigzag throughout the hydro line. So I'm cruising along. This is pretty funny coming up here. Yep. Oop, oop. There goes the rack bag. Oh yeah, and then run it over for an added bonus. It's alright. No harm, no foul. Put her back together and we're ready to go. But here I noticed too that the kodiak is kind of idling a little rough. Like, not idling at all, more or less. First, I gotta check my phone. Make sure I didn't break it any worse than it already is. Like I say in here, I was checking out to see if the kodiak was idling. Why it was idling weird. I had a problem with the choke cable kind of popping out of its sleeve and acting like the choke was on all the time and was making it idle like crap. But that wasn't the problem. So I'll put the plastics back on here. Check the air box to make sure the air filter is clean and there's no water, dirt, or anything in there, and it seemed to be fine. So I figure out that I've more than likely stretched the throttle cable. This has happened to me before. Ended up stretching it out, so just a little bit, and we were good to go. A little bit scary riding by yourself this far out in the woods, though, I must say. It's not the most enjoyable experience. You got to be pretty cautious, and not take any stupid risks or anything, you know. It's not worth it. I didn't want to spend the night in the bush. So you see here, I'm on the hydro lines, and like I was saying earlier, these trails just basically zigzag along the hydro lines for the most part to Calaboogie. There's multiple trails too that seem to run through here. There's at least 2 or 3 of them that I can see. So here I'm back up onto the main trail, which is what I take on the way back. Just to get back, it was a long day of riding. But I follow this pretty much for the most part into the trail system that takes me into Calaboogie. It's a decent little road. There's some water holes and some rocky sections. It's actually a pretty nice scenic trail. It'd be great to take the family out on. Nothing too technical for them, but you'd still get out and have some fun. So you can see, like, you can cruise these trails pretty good if you choose to. You know, just gotta be careful for things like this, falling down trees. So you'll see again, I'm back beside the hydro line, just constantly coming back and forth and along it. Which it makes sense because this trail ends at a huge hydro dam. So we're heading back into the bush here. Really have to say that trails in Ontario are just phenomenal. We're so blessed to have such nice trails out here. Where we live, you know, like, it's not that far of a drive to get into some very remote areas, and probably a lot of us probably take it for granted. But you can see here's a pretty good water section. I don't want to push my luck through that one. Looked a little deep, but so you see here, I found a little sand pit. So I decided to do a few hot laps around it. Check it out. Doesn't look that steep, but if you look at the angles of the trees, it's actually fairly steep. There's yet another random trail. And here we go. And I'm just heading up this in 2-wheel drive. And this time here we put it in 4-wheel drive to see how it goes up. It does actually make a huge difference. It goes up a lot faster. And then we almost lose a rack bag. So that pretty much completes part 1 of the ride to Calaboogie. And again, if you like our videos, please subscribe. Please like them. If you don't, let us know. Thanks for watching.